Hi everyone! Welcome to another episode of Nathan's 3D Factory. In this episode, I'm going to show you the principle of weight painting on this humanoid character I've made. Alright? So first, let's take a look at how our character's moving. Now you notice that on my axes right here, I have it set to normal. It's a lot easier for moving poses and things like that, you know? So, you notice that there's some weird stuff going on with the way that my character's arm is deforming. So I want to fix that, right? So I'm going to get out of pose mode. So if I do Control Tab, then if I'm in a skeleton, that's how that works. Control Tab. Now in a mesh, right here, I can go into Control Tab and then I can go to Weight Paint. That is what I'm going to use to correct how my character is deforming with these bones, okay? Now right here in this area, there's a bone called shoulder.L. Now I have in my object data, in my mesh data here, I should say, shoulder.L as a vertex group, okay? And we have these different weights, and that tells us how much each of these vertices are going to interact with these armature objects, with these bones, right? So right here, I don't want all this interacting with this. So I need to fix that, right? And so to do that, I have it at weight 0. And if I start doing this, I start painting them at weight 0, then that at least gives me less area that's affected by this particular bone. Now if I do bicep, we have this one, I want this one to have this whole area affected. And this is a pretty low poly thing here, right? So, in these other areas, you know, I may want this so that this is at 0.5 instead of like 1, you know? So I'll show you that. Yeah, right there it's at 1, but I'll show you how to take that down in a moment. You want to make sure you get on all sides. Okay, so now I'll take it down so it's 0.5. These vertices that I just did, I can show you that now. Okay, and then I can do the same here. Go right back to this. Okay, and then what I can do is that I can test this. Go back to object, and then go into pose. Now it's better. So now you get an idea of what you can do with these. Okay, and then let's see, weight paint. Okay, and then I can take down the influence again. So this goes entirely just to this, right? Okay. And so you just do like small edits right there, just to kind of test it out. Definitely looking better on that. Not perfect, but this gives you the idea. Okay. Then we go back to weight paint. All right, and then I can also take this influence down here. So this is a way to correct what the computer put on automatically for you, so that you can focus on getting much more accurate movement, and you can customize it to what you are seeing on this. So now, if I do forearm 0.5 right here, okay, let's see. Okay. There we go. Now we'll try that pose again. And I can still see there's a little bit of movement right there. And so, what I can do is test these other bones and see if they're affecting them in any way. I see a tiny bit of movement right up here with this thumb. So this one is thumb 02.L. Okay. So now I go back into weight paint. Go back into my data here. So thumb 02 is what I'm looking for. So now what I want to do is I want to make sure that that weight is at 0 up here somewhere. Because that's where I was seeing a little bit of movement and I didn't want it. Because sometimes some of these bones that are parented end up moving stuff with these larger bones. And you have to look at where that's coming from. So I'd actually looked at this previously and found that this thumb was moving parts right up here that didn't need to be moving. Now we'll see this again. Now I don't see that moving, so that's good. Okay, that's looking better. This one has a little bit of movement up here, so this is the forearm, and so I need to take out some of that. Okay. So now I go to forearm. Okay. I can see a little bit of vertex weight right there. So now, take that out. Okay. Now back to this. I see a little bit of movement right here. So a little bit more movement on that I need to get rid of. And also increase the size a little bit to see if that'll help. And to this. Okay. Now I'm not seeing this movement. That's good. If there's any, it's really small. But you get the idea. And sometimes I just like to, type in the numbers so that I know that they're actually at the number 0 for the influence. So, anyway, you got to see me kind of fiddling around with some weight painting. So, let me know in the comments what you think of this episode. Is there anything else that you'd like to see me to present? Let me know in the comments as well. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Please subscribe. Make sure you like this video, leave comments, and thank you so much for watching this episode of Nathan's 3D Factory. Have a great day, guys.